Now that this complex protocol is finished running in about 23 minutes, we can go and view our results. So I have this dataset loaded up, and now I can select the analysis we just did. As you can see, we have our plate map here. So I can select, and then we can look at various things in WellViewer, as well as change our channels and things like that. I'm also going to add a few plots. So the primary plot that I'm going to look at is this dose response curve. So here I can get a ratio of gamma H2X per nucleus and selected treatment. So I'm going to look at amimicin. So again, you can see that there's a very lovely dose response curve here, the R squared of 0.93. And we can visualize any given data point to see what that looks like. And so with that, A11, I can go click on A11, and that will come up in my image viewer there. I can also add another dose response curve looking at a different response. So say micronuclei. For this one, I'll look at the top side. And again, 0.98 R squared here. And again, we're getting automatically calculated EC50s or IC50s if it's an inhibitory reaction, as well as getting the half max. We can also look at things like a box and whisker, or we can do things like a scatter plot. And so again, any metric we have here. So say I want to visualize or area mean of my micronuclei and see what that distribution is there. So I can see that, well, A1 seems to be getting micronuclei that are larger than I would predict. So I could go back and look at that particular subset. And again, we can go to this well and really go and zoom in and see, are there indeed large micronuclei? And it does indeed look like there are getting quite a few large nuclei there. We can also do things like scatter plot. Here I'm going to compare my gamma H2AX versus my micronuclei. Again, they're pretty well correlated, but you'll see it looks like there's two different trends. E and F, which correspond to my topside treatment, have more micronuclei per micronucleus than H2X, whereas my amine-myosin, A and B, the A and B rows, those have more gamma H2AX than micronuclei. So then we can go in and look at the mechanism of action of those particular compounds. I can also go through and export those as a CSV file. And again, it'll just be the data that's displayed in this graph. I also can go and export these as either SVG or PNGs, as well as lassoing and zooming in on particular points. I also, if I wanted to, go back to my process page and export the whole result set. So I'll go here, and I can load my export results. And again, now I'll go and specify exactly which object summaries I want. So I want a summary per nucleus. I don't need spot level summaries. And then I also want aggregation per well. I'll press my export button, and then that will export those files onto my desktop. And with that, there's an end-to-end demo of our genotoxicity assay.